They say if you open a Roth IRA and invest it in the S&P 500, you can reach $1 million in 40 years. Now, I don't have that kind of patience, so I built my own basket, and I'm trying to reach $1 million in 10 years. So far, I'm off to a good start. In 2018, a financial advisor reached out and offered a free 1-hour assessment and goal planning session. He said that I was on the right track and my portfolio just had one major hole, and that was the lack of a Roth IRA. Well, about 2 years later, he checked back in with me and we did another hour-long session. We had a lot of different things to cover at that point, but he kept coming back to the Roth IRA, and he was surprised at the balance I had, given that the account was only 1 year and 8 months old at the time. Here's a screenshot from when I retold the story a few months later, and after hitting another milestone in the portfolio 2 years and 1 week in. To eliminate any unnecessary suspense, when the financial advisor checked back in with me that second time, my account balance was around $75,000. And after having the account open for 2 years and 1 week, I was able to cross the 6-figure mark. Now, I never intended to share this story, and the reason I'm doing so now is not just to give myself a pat on the back. I take in a lot of financial content, and so I'm well aware of other people who have started with larger amounts and turned them into multi-million dollars through some, very smart and timely trades. So in no way do I think that I'm some kind of master trader or investor or anything like that. However, given the fact that I am constantly reading and looking up financial information, I'm always disappointed when I'm online, or YouTube specifically, and it seems like the people who have big followings and give a lot of advice or content seem to treat everybody as a brand new investor who's very naive, and then treat the audience as kind of one group who share the same very low risk profile. And I know that's not the case. So I decided to start this channel where I'm going to share thoughts on some of the stocks that I follow, give a little bit of the thought process behind some of the moves that I make, and just have some more information for people who are interested in making their own decisions and building conviction in their own stocks. And I don't want people to just think that new investors aren't savvy enough and should just put both their money and their faith in someone else and hope that everything works out for the best. None of the information here is advice. My portfolio or any of the individual stocks in it can go down for extended periods of time, but that's true for anybody else's portfolio as well. So as I noted, my goal for this Roth portfolio is to reach $1 million within 10 years from opening it. I'm definitely not going to trade to that number, so there's no guarantee that I'm going to get there, but I thought it would be interesting for people who wanted to follow along. If you're interested, I have made changes to the portfolio since November, and the balance has continued to climb, although right now it is down from the highs that it reached earlier this year in January. In my next video, I want to discuss the current holdings of the portfolio, where the balance stands right now, and then also address 2 recent price projections made by leading analysts on 2 of the main holdings in the portfolio. Obviously, you could take any stock that you hold and say if it does well enough, you could reach any given number, right? But it was encouraging for me when leading analysts who have a very proven track record came out with longer price projections than usual. A lot of times analysts project 1 year in the future. In these 2 instances, the projections were for 2025 and 2026, so a little bit longer term. But if they end up being correct with the current portfolio holdings, I'd be able to reach and exceed the $1 million goal between 7 and 8 years from opening the account. So it's pretty exciting to know that there is already a path there, although again, definitely no guarantees that those things will happen. So if you want to keep following this journey, again, I'll update as I make changes to the portfolio, and then as I hit different marks, I'll probably also make videos. And if I haven't made any changes to the portfolio, I'll probably just every few months do an update so people know where I stand. Okay, follow along if you like, and I appreciate the time. Thanks, everyone.